for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to ask you this morning that I'm going to sit instead of stand. Thank you for understanding. First of all, I'd like to thank you that we had to change the meeting date from yesterday to today because there was a conflict. So I'm calling to order, and Bob, would you do the roll call?
Yes. President George Kim.
I'm here.
Vice President Don Hoffmeister, I think he's excused. Wayne Schleifler, treasurer. And I'm the secretary, Bob Winry, and members at large are just coming in now, Beverly Adair. Angela Fick, Margaret Schweifler. All present except one excused.
And the approval of the minutes? Last minutes of the meeting?
Yes, the council members, you've all received the minutes of the November meeting. And if I have no objections, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second. Okay. Any objections? Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Now we'll get into the treasurer's report. Wayne Schweifler, please.
Okay, we're on the line. Treasurer's report covers the month of November. It's one of our big months of the year. We started the balance at the beginning of the month at $17,604. We had expenses of $142. We had income in the form of donations of $73,570, leaving a balance at the end of the month of $91,032. Of that, there were small donations from the residents for the scholarship fund, $61. We separated the Winterbottom Scholarship Fund only to illustrate what the income was in his honor. And they had income of $275 for that. At the end of December, that'll be combined with the regular scholarship fund so that it'll only appear as one number. The holiday gift fund had income of $73,234, mainly from donations and a small amount from the thrift shop. Library fund had expenses of $142. And in regard to the holiday gift fund, I wanted to read you a short note from our dear friend who's been working here part-time. That's Donna. And it says, "To my dear residents and council at the Carlotta, I cannot thank you enough for your generosity and kindness. You are my family, and I always will be. Your prayers and hugs, compassion, and great sense of humor that you share with me. Many blessings to all of you, as well as to your family and circle of friends. Love and prayers and hugs, Donna Harris." And I think probably a lot of other recipients would agree with that. Any questions about the report? Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. Special Events Committee, Margot, please.
One of the special events coming up is the Carlotta Chorale Concert this Saturday at 11 a.m. right here in the auditorium. The Christmas Eve service on Sunday the 24th at 3:30 p.m. Again, it's in the auditorium. There will be a Catholic Christmas Mass on Sunday morning at 9:30 here in the auditorium also. Christmas dinner on the 25th. There will be two seating, one at 4 and one at 6. Make sure you sign up at the front desk. The books are open, so you can do it now. The menu is available at the front desk, and you have a couple of choices. And in terms of main offering, also choices in vegetables. So, and you have what you would love for dessert. So make your reservation now. New Year's Eve dinner is the same thing. You have to reserve at the front desk. It will be on the 31st. 2 seating at 4 and 6 p.m. There will be table of 8 at New Year's Eve and table of 6, I believe, on on Christmas, pardon me. We're planning in January on the 20th what we call a boutique clothing swap. Jan Dario will be in charge of us, and she's very good. So if you have clothing that you feel you don't want to use anymore, but you would like to have other things, the clothing swap is a very nice event for you to pick and choose what you would like. There's a very, very small fee. I think it's $1 or $2 for the exchange. I think that resume everything.
Can I ask when we can sign up for New Year's?
25th.
Yeah.
25th March.
When?
The 25th of
December
December.
25th.
Yeah. I have here on my note December 22nd to the 29th. So that's for the sign up. For Christmas is December 15th through the 22nd. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Margot. Angela, please.
Good morning and happy holidays to everyone. The fall seasonal tree trimming has been completed, so the next major cutting will be in the spring. Any subsequent issues that you have with bushes or tree damage should be reported with a work order, preferably by email, to the Carlotta concierge. Window washing is scheduled for January throughout. Ongoing repairs, particularly involving matters about the storm damage, will be reported by Nestor at our next FYI meeting. And Molly reported that major exterior and interior projects are anticipated for 2024. The specific timetables and particulars depend upon approval of budget and the finalizing of the master plan. Any questions? Thanks.
Thank you. I'll talk a little bit about the Dining Services Committee. Our last committee, we talked about some of the problems that there were in a few nights in the dining room as far as service was concerned. And the reason for them was that there were a number of the wait staff who called in sick or called in that they could not make it that night. And I know many of you experienced long waits as far as food and everything else is concerned. I just want you to know that they are making sure that hopefully doesn't happen again. They were very concerned about it. They certainly take the brunt of your complaints, and your complaints are justified in those times. So it is up to them to make sure that that they are covered as far as number of people here for the wait stand. Continuing on, Belvedere, will you talk to us about the Health Services Committee?
Good morning, everyone. The more that Carlotta knows about each one of us, and this is particularly true regarding our health status, the more they can help us when we need them. The Health Services Department keeps a health file on each of us. And probably most of our files don't have very much in it because we don't tell them anything. Well, the Carlotta wants to keep up to date on our health. The more they know, the better they can help us when we need help. We are being asked to share information with the Health Services Department, such as if you're going to have a surgery or have a procedure, if you're going through infusions, if you're fighting a particular disease of some sort. They would really like to know, because if this is written in your file, then when something on an emergency basis happens, they can be much more helpful. The liaison between health services between the Health Services Department and we residents is Rebecca Mudd. And she can be reached through the concierge desk. So anyway, I don't know if this is new to some of you, but I didn't really know that it would be a good idea if I shared information with the Carlotta. So the more we do this, the better help we can get when we need it. The Health Services Department the Health Services Committee has been in business 12 months. We feel that we've made some progress. Baby steps, perhaps. What have we done? Well, one of the things we've done is to provide an additional line of communication, like when the 602s were being circulated and Carlotta needed the answers. When we changed from the door placards to the aerial monitoring system, we were trying to be helpful in disseminating that information. A lot of what we've done is communication. We've also asked the right questions and given suggestions to management that have resulted in the following. We now have health chats once a month. We have the addition, at the FYI meetings, we have the addition of a health services representative. We didn't used to do that. We've had the addition of an aerial monitoring device in the various public rooms here at the Carlotta. And still in progress, but promised, is some written information on transfers procedures from skilled nursing to go back to your apartment. And an idea that came up at our meeting that I think will be helpful to all of us, a resident card that we could each carry that was like our resident card from the Carlotta if we wanted to have that with us. That's in progress. So anyway, my thanks very much to my committee, Beverly Finch, Jack Mencia, David Sherman, and John Tewitt, and we're glad to have made a little bit of progress. Do you have any questions?
What is the aerial monitoring system?
Beg your pardon?
What is the aerial monitoring
The
system?
click in the bathroom that you
Oh, okay.
click on in case of emergency.
Okay,
And then it's all related.
okay.
Ruthie?
I have a question. I got a chest x-ray about 2 months ago. Yeah, from here, from under Dr. Thomas. Who do I ask for the results? Because I'm supposed to have another chest x-ray, lung x-ray. And I was told I can't have it more than once a year. So where do I get the results from the x-ray that I had from here?
Ruthie is asking about
Because it's not
an
in
X-ray
the Eisenhower
procedure
file.
she had here at the Carlotta. And I would imagine asking your doctor
Yeah,
as to how to proceed.
Right now, until the end of December, nobody is here basically, so do I call them up and ask them to send me the results so that I can provide it to Dr. Feldman?
You call the main number for senior docs,
Okay,
and they will give you that answer.
okay. Because I need it so that it won't be double and triple blood work also that doesn't have to be done if it was done a week or two before that.
Are there any other questions?
It's possible that they want an X-ray that's more than just a portable one, Check with whoever asked for the.
I will,
Okay.
I'm doing that, but just in case, I was told not to have more than one.
Yeah.
Just-
Jim, do you have a question?
Recommendation is these new emergency buttons, what do you call them, where you place them in the various public areas here? Could we get a little sketch of where those are? Because if you get an emergency,
Yes, like in the back,
I don't know.
Jim is asking where the aerial monitoring devices are in the public rooms. And this came about because of an emergency, and everybody pushed their buttons, and so the health services department didn't really know who it was that was having a problem. So it was decided that if we had one button, and ours is in the back of the room on the left as you go out the door over here. There's one in the gym. There's one in the Dickinson Lounge.
And Divine.
Divine. The restaurant.
Oh, yeah, in the dining room.
But we need to know where those are.
And it would be really good if you go into those rooms and look for it. Because somebody in an emergency needs to go and click on that.
I think having a sketch in the little one publication so that people would see that. Because, yeah, we're not gonna go out and search.
That would be a very good job for your committee in January.
And Jim, I will have Molly put that on her agenda for the FYI and be able to be more specific.
I would just like to make a note that as secretary, I've watched everybody work on their committees and how hard they have, and I think we need special appreciation of all that Beverly has done on this important committee.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Not only has Beverly's Health Services Committee, but all the committees in this past year have really gone above and beyond. And they've really attempted to get the messages out to the residents. They tried to take your problems, your questions, and go from there. So I really want to publicly thank, especially those who we are losing this coming year. There's Don Huffmeister, who has had many health issues. There's Angela Fish, who certainly has done an outstanding job in building and services. Margot Schweifler as our special events or activities, if you prefer. She's accepted to stay on an interim basis for next year. So has Bob Widdery he will be also staying on next year as the dining services chairperson. And in response to that, I'd like to make a motion to have Bob Winery appointed to a member at large as chairperson of the Dining Services Committee due to the resignation of Don Huffmeister.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? So carried.
Just remember that word temporary.
We have a few of those. I'd like to go back to the holiday gift fund for a moment. Wayne gave you the actual numbers that the residents generously donated to that fund. For those of you who don't know, each hourly full-time employee received a check for $1,200.
Wow, nice.
$1,200, which is a significant amount more than they had ever received. The part-time employees received half of that, $600 check, which also was very appreciated. The total amount that was dispersed is $75,800. There's actually $78,263 collected, but some of that came in after the cutoff date, so will be just used as a carryover for 2024. But again, appreciation to all of you who donated, appreciation to the past resident council, and we have we have actually three members. There's Jim Olson. Jim, would you please stand up? Jim is going to be our chairperson of the Building and Grounds Committee. And Mike Jaworski, please stand up. Mike is the new vice president of the council. You've already been told that Bob Winery and Margot Schweifler will be in a position for 2024. The reason this meeting was postponed till today was because Oakmont Living had a meeting yesterday morning with the council's finance committee. And during that committee meeting, we were told many things that are upcoming. I'm going to share with you a few things. The proposed increase for next year will be 8%. The proposed increase for your rent will be 8%, and that's going to be effective March 9th. March 9th. There will be a resident meeting, an all-resident meeting will be scheduled for January 29th to present the final draft of the proposed 2024 operating budget, of which that 8% will be part of. Questions or comments may be presented orally or in writing. They may be submitted prior to, during, or within 7 days after that January 9th meeting. Are there any questions in regards to that? Thank you. Are there any other, yes?
I'm sorry, I wrote down that the 8% is effective March 9th, and just now I thought I heard you say at that 9th meeting, but it's January 29th?
January 9th.
I'm sorry, that was my
January 9th
Thank you, I'm glad I
is
asked.
the meeting.
Is that correct? The 9th or the 29th?
It's the,
Originally, honey, you had said the
it's
29th.
the 9th, January 9th, 2024.
It's the 9th.
It's the 9th.
It's the 9th, and I'm sending out information about that meeting to the entire community tomorrow.
Any other questions on that? Joanne?
Will they tell us what health percentage we can take off our taxes at that meeting?
That usually comes in February.
Yeah, it won't be at that meeting, it'll be the same time frame as that would normally, historically, sometime between February and March.
Okay, thank you.
Any other general questions?
Thank you.
Molly, is there any other information from that meeting that you would like to share?
There's no, the meeting was relatively short for the finance committee that was on it, so there's no additional information that I have for it. The larger meeting will be this meeting on January 9th. It is being held via Zoom because it has Well Tower representatives, Oakmont representatives, and myself. So we'll do another viewing party, if you will, in the auditorium, and the link will be sent out via our e-blast system, so if family members want to get on it, or if you want to get on it in your own home. So we'll have a couple different options for it. All that information is in the letter that's going to go out tomorrow.
Thank you, Molly.
You're welcome.
Anything else you'd
I
like to
don't have a
talk about?
question, but
Hold on.
I'd just like to say I've enjoyed being your secretary for 2 years, and the job has gone from complicated to simple thanks to all the hard work of George. And I'm impressed by how hard the people on this council work for you. Thank you.
For new people who are the first time meeting, Candy, is this your first time?
Yes.
So Candy Weinberg and her trusted friend, Beta, would you please stand up as everyone sees you?
Okay.
New residents. And notice we have some additional new residents, but they've been all here before. So we won't bother to have them stand.
Okay, and this may be something everybody else knows, but as a new resident, you were mentioning the budget for the resident council? Is that correct? Or
No,
just-
a budget for
Everything.
Colorado.
Okay, thank you.
That's what's going to be given to you during that January 9th meeting. You'll actually get copies of it before.
So there's no separate budget for the resident council or anything?
No.
Okay, thank you.
We get what's left over.
The pay isn't very good.
Yeah, any other questions? We thank you all for coming. We called it. Oops.
There's a lady over there.
This question is for Beverly. I couldn't get your attention. What is this resident card you're talking about? What do we do with it?
Put it in your wallet.
It was suggested by, is this on?
Yes.
Suggested by a resident who was actually visiting as a guest at our meeting. And the thought was that, you know, we carry the different cards. We have our driver's license, or we have our ID card, or we have our medical card, or whatever. Then it would really be a nice idea if we had a card to carry with us that if we needed it, it isn't really for our use as much as it would be to be able to show to someone else where we live, or where our, you know, Candy.
I could see some very good use for that, if I might add. And that would be if you're at a market and no one's around and you feel faint and you just don't know what to do, you can just say, check my wallet, I have a card, or whatever. And someone can see where you live, contact the Carlotta, who will have all your information in your medical file, because you're all gonna do that. And
So for those of you who couldn't hear all of Candy's comments, if you had a situation when you were out shopping and needed help, and you just needed to say, in my purse or in my pocket, I've got the card, it tells about me. Shows what you need to know where I live, and especially if there's not a driver's license involved. But even if there is, it's like a secondary identification. And you don't have to do it. I mean, just because you have it, you can put it on your desk. You can put it in the wastebasket. But we just thought it would be just an extra thing to have that might help us someday. Cicely?
I just want to add, I had one of those during the war in London.
everybody had it in their wallet or something, so that if there was a terrible air raid or an accident, they would know where you lived.
Cicely's card was very helpful in London during World War II. Okay, Cheryl. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Anything else? Then, I move that we adjourn. Thank you very much for your attendance.
They did, but I was one of the better